In 1 Peter 3:9, Peter says something very interesting. He says, when insulted, I want you to respond with a blessing. That word blessing comes from a Greek word. We get the English word eulogize, which is to speak well of a person. Now that's a pretty tall order. When I feel like you have just insulted me, I think it'd be great for me just not to respond. But Peter says, no, I want you to actually bless the person who just insulted you. If that's going to happen, we have to focus on two different areas. First, we have to focus on our self-talk. If all I do after you insult me is think negative thoughts towards you or have negative emotions, that is literally going to bleed onto the entire conversation. In other words, you will pick up on my negative emotions as they bleed out onto you. We actually call that emotional contagion. Just like my germs, if I had a cold, would bleed out to you if I sneeze, the same way my negative emotions will bleed out to you. So the first step is I have to deal with my negative feelings. Hey, that was an insult, and I felt hurt by that comment. I have to deal with it in the moment, or even later when I think about the insult. I have to find a way of calming these negative emotions. The only way to do that, I think, is through prayer, fasting, asking God to help me deal with these powerful negative emotions that have surfaced because of your insult. Now, what should we do once we get our emotions under control? Well, Peter says to bless that person. Well, that almost seems ridiculous. It certainly seems counterintuitive. So what? After you insult me, I'm supposed to say, gosh, hey, thank you for that negative comment. No, I think what Peter is saying is rather this. Seek to affirm something about the person, obviously not the comment. So for instance, let's say it's your spouse who in the midst of a conversation gives what you think is an insult. What I would want to do is to stop at that point and say, I do appreciate the fact that we're both taking time to talk about these difficult issues. I do appreciate the fact that I have a spouse who wants to improve our relationship. That's important, is to find out what you can affirm about a person in the midst of a difficult conversation, especially when the insults start to fly. If you'd like more additional information about marriage or relationships, visit our website, cmr.biola.edu.